Hello folks, Luke Simons with you, your friendly host. Back to the Basics 101. Today we are going to work on a brace that is a 50-year brace. If you make these braces correct, they last a long time. Behind a good fence is always a good brace. Sit back, enjoy, let us know in the comments what you do. If this helped, let us know that as well. Always good to hear from you. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy. Thanks. God bless. Now the next step is we need to make a brace. A good brace will make a fence or break a fence. You know, if you have a fence that keeps on, you can never keep it tight, make no mistake about it, it's the brace. We have a dead post, well, actually the dead post will be over here. Our corner post is in the ground 50 inches. 50 inches, let's see here, find it, it's right here. 50 inches is right there. That post is in the ground as long as it is out of the ground. Out of the ground 50 inches, in the ground 50 inches. So she's essentially, what, 4 feet, just close to 4 feet? Let's see here, 50 inches, yeah, 4'2" in the ground. And I sunk a lot more of them deeper than that. Normally my fences come to here and I use railroad ties, and that's 8'6". So this is a little bit wee short, but still pretty good. We're looking at, she's 4 feet out of the ground. Customer wanted it. Now my brace post is 7 foot. So I'm coming in here, and this here is actually for a customer, this fence. Remember, use your barbed wire as a straight line here. That's the point of running your wire first. You're probably wondering, where did you get that shovel? Well, this shovel's pretty new. That's right, it's all metal. Fiskars. It's an all metal shovel. I'll put a link on the Amazon store for this shovel. Not a big fan of their axes. To me, it's like little Bob the Builder play toys. But this shovel's good. You want to keep this corner right here with the fence. Your post is going to want to sit right here. So there's really no wiggle room from right there. This is sitting exactly where it needs to be. So it needs to sit right there. Make this hole a minimum of 50 inches. Minimum 50 inches. You cannot tamp that post in too much. Tamp it from top to bottom. Use a thick nail, drive it in very, very deep, or a big leg bolt. So you're going to take a fencing staple, and make sure it's not just a little fencing staple. You want a big fencing staple. And in the back of the post, you're going to put one fencing staple for now. You're going to leave it open enough so that you can get your wire through. Then another one up high. So a fencing staple here, fencing staple down here. Big fencing staple. I'll show you a little closer on that. This here is a normal fencing staple. This is the heavy duty galvanized fencing staple I use for this. Let me show you another trick. I'm going to put this on our Amazon store. You really don't know what this is until you use it, and it is a lifesaver. Check this out. You just slip this in here and here, and you pick this up like so. Easily done. When you want a little wire off of there, this is hanging. It'll spin all day long. Now we actually wrap this twice with the same wire, and we just mend it together once. That's very important. So there's actually 4 strands going across.
Gap on this side, and a gap on this side. I'm going to show you what's going to happen to that gap. I put on the same wire, looped it through twice. There's my fence stretcher. And I'll show you what's going to happen here. Pretty slick. All right, always lube your, you don't have to, I guess, but I like to lube the fence stretcher just a touch. Don't get too crazy with it. But you will find it's easier to work. And remember, that's used motor oil, half used motor oil and half dyed diesel. Put it in a squirt can. Good stuff. Good for you. Good for your teeth.
Very important part of making your brace. When you're putting your wire on to keep your post tight, take your time. Do it right. Right there I'm taking my fencing tool and I'm just putting my wires nice and neat, taking all the tension out of that so it's forming to the wood, making it a perfect fit. So it's just customized. The wires are all nice and tight. You'll see me step on this several times on the wire, just getting all the wires to be exactly in sync with each other. And there I am standing on it. You will see the tension where you're actually bowing both of those braces together, sucking it up to the pipe. The end product is going to be beautiful.
Now, a little craftsmanship is keeping your wire together. You don't want one wire here and another one here. That just looks goofy. Keep them together. See how that is? Now, you will notice the fence is pulling this direction. The whole idea of the dead man is to keep pressure from this post going over. Do you see what I'm saying? This is going to be pulling this direction. So your wire, you want it high up and way low. Some people will put it this way or put this down here. Always over your brace, your diagonal, and make sure that's straight too. Some people will jack them up on one end or this, that, the other. I'll show you a little bit of detail here. Took an axe, made a little ridge here. Remember the gap? Completely gone. Squeezed it up, butted it right into that knot, which is the hardest piece of a wood, and that just actually worked out that way. Let's go ahead and get ready to get this wound up. Now, it's going to be a little loose, which isn't a big deal at all. In fact, you want it a little loose. All right, I took the slack out of that. Let's go ahead and tighten this bad boy. We use wood for this part. We use metal, an old part of a T-post, or in this case, we're using rebar. Wood just flat out rots, and that's just not cool. Now, when you're tightening up your fence, don't over tighten it, otherwise you'll break this. And you want to make this so it lands on the side of the fence where the barbed wire is not going to be. The barbed wire is going to be on this side of the fence. You don't want it up here because it'll jack you all up. Maybe one more twist. After you start twisting it this much, you can break it. That thing's really tight, which is the way it's supposed to be.
I've got a whole zoo full of pet peeves, and one of them is when I hear ranchers complaining about fencing. Complaining about fencing would be like a doctor complaining about his patients. Really, we are a true environmentalist. Metal arcs, getting to be with wildlife, being outside, seeing beautiful scenery, working with our family. It's all a matter of perspective.
Tie it up and all good to go. That way, cow's rubbing her head on this or whatever, they can't come over and hit the fence. You'll see what I mean. Little practice and you'll be making a good brace. Just secure this down a little closer, and you'll notice I had it sticking way out. That's because it makes it easier to string down 2 wires in there. And remember, there's actually 4 strands here. You want that to last for a long time. Now, people say, Luke, this is overkill. Well, maybe so. But I like having 4 staples in my fence. I have seen staples work themselves out. There's nothing worse. 2 here, 2 down there. Just that much tougher.
Thanks for watching. Hope it helped. If you want to revolutionize the way you fence, check this out in the link below. And we do get a small kickback if you buy from the link. These tools are awesome. Otherwise, I wouldn't advertise them. Check them out on Amazon. Till next time, happy trails.